Virgo. Welcome to the Cosmic Jackal Tarot. I'm your host. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to your flower blood full moon eclipse reading. It's a mouthful, isn't it? Oh boy. How have you guys been? I have been busy and not feeling good. I haven't been sick, but this morning I had to take off work because I was just not good. I woke up puking and maybe I had food poisoning, but then my cycle started. So it's a little early, but I'm like, okay, well, at least it started, you know what I mean? So that being said, I had updates, but I'm just kind of feeling like nobody really cares about them. So I'm just gonna do your readings as is. There are like a few updates I wanted to give you guys that are like meaningful. I recently opened up a TikTok for me, and then I have one for my dog, and he has his own Instagram. So if you're interested, the links are down below. I'm also about to promote for Imagine Fest. If you guys don't know what Imagine Fest is, it is the music festival that is on par with EDC, Electric Zoo Fest, Coachella, you know, all that good stuff. So if you guys are interested, it will be in Georgia in September. I think the dates are the 15th through the 18th. I could be wrong. Check that out. But I do have a code down below if you guys are interested in buying tickets. Maybe I'll see you there. I'm definitely bringing my tarot decks. If you guys would like to, like, you know, hang out and chill, I'm down for that. The only other thing I just want to mention is while I do tarot readings here, I think I'm just going to start by giving you guys like some spiritual videos of my own experiences. I may have mentioned that before, I'm not entirely sure, but I don't really just want to make this channel just for tarot. I also want to communicate with you guys like my experiences and a spiritual way of life that I've gone through. So I guess there would be more like vlogs in a sense if you guys want to relate. So yeah, did you guys enjoy the full moon? I'm making a video about it because the experience I had was so intense that I can't really just put it in small words, and I don't want to take up a whole video for you guys. So we're just going to get started. I'm going to go in with your Moonology Manifestation Oracle deck. And then I have a new deck that I got. I told you guys I was going to get it, but let's see what you have here. Okay, you have New Moon in Aquarius, Open Up to Change. It's a very beautiful card. Virgo, you're a sign that it's not that you can't adapt to change, it's just strange when it first starts out. As my sister sign, because I am a Pisces, I feel like for you, you get very stuck in your ways. And it takes some convincing on your own part. Like nobody can make you do it or convince you to do anything. You gotta see for yourself if something is worth it. And a lot of times you don't like to have these intrusive opinions of others. You may ask for somebody's perspective or somebody's opinion, but most of the time you'd rather just kind of see if it's gonna work for yourself and not be very open to expressing what it is that you want to do for reasons. Like, you know, you have a lot of wandering eyes that always need to stick their nose or their eyelash or their eyebrow or their foot or something in what you're doing. You know, like some people just kind of keep putting their opinions where they don't belong or they weren't even invited into, but it is what it is, Virgo. This being a new moon in Aquarius, I feel like, yeah, for some of you, you're being called to a new path of something, to change something, to like brighten your awareness and horizons that there's more to life than what you've been doing. And it's not like you don't know, but there's a part of you that's just like, I don't want to do shit just because, you know, I want to do stuff that has meaning, purpose, that is aligned with me. But maybe something is going in a direction of where you're trying to go. You just don't see it that way. Like, for example, well, I have to go across the ocean to, you know, like get this job that I've always wanted. Sure, but why don't you just go across the street? There's nothing I want across the street. Well, you don't know that until you go. You know, you might be having like some sort of epiphanies like that. Like you might be hearing like something from spirit or another person that's like suggesting something to you, and you sit there and you're like, why? I don't want this. What does any of this have to do with me? Everything, bro. Like just see where it takes you. And maybe eventually you will lighten up to that, Virgo, but for the most part, you like for things to be simple. You know what I mean? Now, I was about to tell you guys something. Oh yes, the flower blood moon that has just passed, the eclipse with it, it's supposed to be a very healing process, but for some of us, we are very aware that we're getting karma thrown back at us. Some of it good, some of it bad. And they say you're not supposed to manifest during this time, but dude, I started my cycle and I'm still manifesting. And there's an ongoing joke that any woman who starts her cycle during a full blood moon is a powerful bitch. So I'm like, oh yeah, check me out. But honestly, I think that the moon was also in Scorpio, which is all about transformation. So this healing and transformation that is due on your part, I feel like maybe you don't like to try new things because it didn't work out in the past, or people have tried to set you up and hype you up to go do something, not knowing that they're setting you up for failure or setting you up for something that benefits them, but they don't really care what happens to you after, as long as they get what they wanted. And you don't want to go through that type of betrayal ever again. It's one thing to trust people, but then when they burn you, we like to get benefit of the doubt a lot of times, Virgo, but I think for you, you're opening up to the fact that, you know what, like, I've been too trusting, and I will admit that, but now I think it's time I just get to a point where I don't trust people so much. Like, I'll take what they have to offer with a grain of salt, but maybe these aren't my people. Maybe they're here sent to either destroy me or distract me or test me, and sometimes those tests aren't always good. I forgot to mention, I did get one more deck. This is the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. I remember I kept telling you guys I was probably going to get a new one. I did. I got it over the weekend, and I was filming. It's just I've just had a lot going on, but it's okay. Most of it was good stuff. It's not like I'm complaining. I don't mean to sound like my life is super stressful. It's good stress, but it's a lot to have to manage stuff and trying to make time for things you really want to do. But sometimes, instead of making time, you just do it because it feels right. That's what I'm learning. All right, so you have the Witness. Even without reading the deck, I'm getting a spiritual download that you have an angel watching over you. It sits somewhere close enough to where you can't see it, but it's always protecting you, like looking out for you and trying to make sure you have the best opportunity. You ever have like maybe an assistant and you send them out to go, maybe they're just doing a small errand, like, hey, get me breakfast. I'm not sure where over here they have the best bagels, but I trust your judgment. And this person, well, they could just go out and get you like a McDonald's bagel sandwich or something. Okay, you want the best, but I know you don't want the best, like because it says it's the best and it's super expensive. Let me see what the locals actually like. And they go and do all this extra effort to make sure that you get the best experience. So that's what this Witness is, I believe. I'm still going to read to clarify, but I mean, this looks like a very kindred person that is all knowing and powerful, but they're very gentle when it comes to you. Maybe it's an ancestor. A lot to think about, isn't it? So with this book, we have something called the Essence, the Invitation, and it's an invitation, right? Yeah. And the Medicine. Sorry, I brain farted because I'm like, did I say that wrong? Learning Spanish on top of this, it's okay. I'm gonna let it go. All right, so the Essence, that would be, why is something coming towards you? What is it about you that is attracting this experience, these people, this opportunity, this message? The Witness observes without engaging in any action. By cultivating inner stillness, we are able to assess any situation from a higher perspective and make better decisions. When we can be present for someone else's difficulties with stillness, then we are able to truly hear them and give better advice. Sometimes we can be so still that we are a mirror for the other. Then through our presence, they receive their own answers. I think I was just saying that. This was kind of something that I was doing for Leo's reading too, where they don't really know why people are around them, but they've been so used to people judging them. But now I feel like they're getting to a point where people just want to be around them because they find them extremely influential, but they find them very respectful too, or respectable, excuse me. Now the invitation. If you find that people are coming towards you with what this card has to offer, this is why. The witness that has been by your side all along is now ready to become your ally. You thought you were the doer, but today you discover that things happen when you get out of the way. Witness creation unfolding before you. Change reality by finding stillness and letting your true intent reveal itself. So maybe, you know what? Virgo, you ever run into people and it crosses your mind to wonder, why is this person so great? Like, why does everybody flock to them so much? And you tend to overanalyze things about certain people because, well, it's mostly because you're wondering if you can trust them, but also like, am I going to get along with this person? Let me just read the vibes. And maybe other people have ill opinions about this person, but when they're around you or when you're around them, y'all just click. Now, maybe you have a bad rep for being around them. Like, oh, you know, well, we just told you all these bad things that this person had been doing or whatever, and you're just going to openly be around them? I mean, they ain't done nothing to me. Sorry you had that experience. And I hate that. Like when people bandwagon, this person used to do this to me, or they said these things, and it's like, but that's your experience. Like, so what? We're all supposed to hate this person because you had a bad experience? What the fuck is that? Get over it. Sometimes it's not so much like what someone else did to another person. It's what that person perceived as they just took it personal. Now, abuse and all that type of stuff, that's not what I'm referring to. But sometimes, like, if somebody falls out because of a misunderstanding, well, that's between those two people. But I'm their friend on a level where you're just not their friend. It's okay to not mesh well. But when we hang out, well, we're not thinking about y'all. Why does everything have to be about you? Careful with those people, Virgo. God damn, they exist. I've had to get rid of a lot of them personally. So last we have the medicine. The medicine is, what is it that you are meant to heal from? What is it that you're holding on to that needs to just be released? Acknowledge your preconceptions, ideas, and feelings about the situation you are in, but resist the urge to change any of it. Do not fall back into your controlling patterns. Instead, take a few breaths and connect with the joy of not having to perform. Hold space for the world to keep spinning on its own. So I feel like that's pretty easy to understand, but in case you need more clarity, a lot of times we perceive what we want life to be. We already have a plan in mind and we just go and do it. So earlier when I said try to not stay in your ways, allow yourself to adapt to the idea that there's more than one way to do something, even if it doesn't make sense in how it gets done, as long as it gets done. So maybe, for example, you want to travel and you want to go to this destination, maybe Bali, maybe Mexico, maybe Dubai, doesn't matter. And you get a lot of people around you convincing you it's too expensive. You could never afford that. Okay. And Virgo, maybe for an instance, you might believe it. Like, yeah, you know what? That's a lot. I have to deal with a passport, get shots. I have to make sure that I'm completely vaccinated and I'm okay to go. I have to figure out where am I going to stay? Can I afford to eat there? You know, do I know anybody out there in case something happens? Can I afford to have emergency funds while on top of that paying for everything that I have going on? Well, for all you know, maybe like in a month or so, you might win a scratch off. Maybe you might win the lottery. Maybe somebody might leave something inherited to you. So instead of saying, you know what, they might be right, it isn't possible, know that all things are possible. It just doesn't really need to be a matter of you sitting with one idea of how it's going to happen. Me, next year, I want to go to Mexico, Costa Rica. I want to go to Ghana. there's a lot of places I want to go. And every year I keep saying I'm going to go somewhere. But even if I don't go, I did say I would. Maybe it's just not meant for the time that I thought it would be. Maybe it's later. In 2016, I manifested where I am right now. And it's way better than I could have ever imagined. This was 2016 though. But in order to get here, I probably could have got here sooner if I removed everything that was distracting me and, you know, sucking out my energy, and other people in my ear trying to tell me how I should be living, how I should be posting, how I should be spending my money or saving it. But you know, some of the people who gave me that advice never had to do anything on their own. Never. Like, they've always had a boyfriend, they've got married, and they got money for getting married, they've had a sugar daddy, they've had these experiences where, not saying that they're always taken care of, but some people that tell you what you can't do is because they can't do it themselves. They just can't. Not that it's impossible for them to do it, but how dare you go living your dreams when they're too scared to live theirs? Pay attention to that. So with that, Virgo, that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for sticking around and supporting your girl. And, you know, I really appreciate all my followers, guys. I'm like this close to having 60. I just need one more. But I really am proud of like everything I'm putting into this channel. I just really hope it grows. But in a weird way, this channel is my life's purpose, you know? So for everybody that stays supporting me, even if you don't comment, but you just watch the video and give me a like, it still gets me closer to where I'm supposed to be going in my direction on my divine path. I meant to spread truth and healing to everybody. So this is the start. I'm not perfect at it, but I am happy doing it. I just want to let you guys know. So if this resonated, great. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know how you felt. If it didn't, maybe another Virgo is meant to see this, or somebody with Virgo in their chart. But if you're watching for a Virgo, I don't need to know. Please don't tell me. If you would like to follow me on other forms of social media, my link tree is down below. Also, a reminder about what I said for my TikTok. I will be doing daily readings. If you don't see them yet, they're coming. Just give me some time. I'm trying to just not be sick. And a lot of times I have to be like in a trance to understand how to get you the messages that I feel are legitimate and everybody can relate. So with that being said, I love you guys. I will see you in your next few readings. We got Mercury retrograde, Pluto retrograde, amongst other things. So I love you guys. Take care, and I'll see you. Bye.